The illusion of possession, can the wind be bartered for, or the sun's golden embrace be traded like coins? Such notions feel alien, almost laughable. If the crisp breath of the breeze or the shimmering dance of a river cannot be claimed, how can they be sold? The land cannot be owned. It laughs at our deeds and titles, whispered by a sage of the ancient plains centuries ago. Possession sprouted the moment someone dared to dream alone. A modern bard weaving words in a bustling city. The riddle of claiming. What does it mean to own anything at all? Perhaps it's an illusion, a fleeting shadow cast by human desire. No creature but humanity stakes out patches of earth or hoards treasures as if they could be kept forever. Consider the wild. A hawk guards its nest, a wolf its kin, a bear its hunting ground, not out of ownership, but survival. Bring a stray feline or hound into a home already ruled by another, and after a brief clash of paws or a wary sniff, harmony settles. No contracts, no courts, just instinct finding its rhythm. Humans, though, weave a different tale. People declare dominion over vast wonders. Sprawling valleys, towering peaks, endless seas, even the ideas that flicker in their minds. Stranger still, they let mere words, like company or nation, hold sway over such riches. Imagine a title claiming the songs of the wind or the dreams of a child. Yet this is the game played daily. And wealth, for some, is built on this very mirage, the belief that a thought, once captured, can be owned. Even more bewildering is the assumption that land, etched by eons, trodden by creatures long vanished, can belong to anyone. Picture the rolling dunes or winding streams that cradled life before humanity's first step. They'll endure, silent and unyielding, when every trace of civilization has faded into dust. To call them mine is to shout into a canyon and expect the echo to agree. This isn't a treatise on deep thought or the annals of law. It's a nudge to see the absurdity of grasping at what cannot be held. Everything slips away in time. No one's yet found a way to pack mountains into their suitcase when the end comes. What's this got to do with riches? One might wonder, how does this tie to stacking gold? At first glance, nothing. Just a curious detour. But linger a moment. Recognizing the folly of ownership reveals the chase for wealth as a grand cosmic jest. It's not about denying the thrill of the hunt. Having plenty beats scraping by, no question. Yet, making riches, the sole star to steer by is like chasing a rainbow's end. Dazzling, but empty. Think of it as a dance. Those who move lightly, chuckling at the steps, often find the rhythm. Picture a merchant in a dusty bazaar, grinning through lean days and fat ones alike. Odds are, the coins keep flowing. But those who clutch desperately, convinced happiness hides in the next haul, rarely catch the beat. Determination matters, yes, fierce as a storm, but seeing the game for what it is, a fleeting play, keeps the spirit nimble. A wise storyteller once quipped, "To amass a fortune, one must be sharp enough to win it and daft enough to crave it." The twist? That same teller savored life's finer flavors himself, proof the dance can be enjoyed without losing the steps. Enough pondering. Time to stir the pot and spark some wealth. But consider this a quiet heads up. The chase is a riddle, not a gospel. Possession's true power. A rough gem, perhaps, but wholly ours. A poet of old, musing on life's quirks. If ownership's a phantom and everyone's just borrowing from the earth, how does one rise to riches swiftly? The answer's stark and simple. Stake your claim and hold it tight. To pile up wealth, control must be absolute. Every sliver of a venture gripped with relentless focus, all while knowing the grip's a farce. Aim to possess it all, down to the last crumb, even if others gnash their teeth in envy. That's the gritty secret whispered in the shadows. Forget the glossy guides promising overnight millions. They're penned by dreamers who've never touched the prize. Talk of teamwork or bright ideas is a distraction. Riches don't sprout from cleverness alone. They grow from what's claimed and kept. Every fraction of a venture is a treasure worth defending, with every tool at hand. Wits, will, even a well-timed bluff. Never let go unless the tide demands it. Take two builders, Mara and Jin, crafting a market empire from scratch. They poured decades into it, shaping a titan that fed countless pockets. Yet when the dust settled, their reward was a pittance compared to the bounty they'd sown. Why? They owned little of the harvest. Meanwhile, a lone trader flipped a single stall's worth of goods in a day and pocketed more, because every grain was hers. Ownership isn't just key, it's the whole vault. Nothing else tallies in the race to wealth. Not praise, not perks, not promises of future scraps. Talent's fine, luck's a boon, but without a lion's share of the prize, the finish line stays out of reach. The tightrope of sharing once. 4 crafters in a fledgling workshop banded together, eyeing a slice of the pie. They approached the founder with a plea. "We've toiled as hard as you. Spare us a fifth of the stakes." Their case was smooth: fairness, effort, loyalty. And they hinted at walking away if refused, ready to rival the very hearth they'd helped stoke. The reply? A swift cut. They were cast out, and the founder clung to every thread of control, vowing to weave the tapestry solo if needed. The rival venture flickered and faded. The original thrived. Those 4 never tasted riches, not for lack of skill, but for missing the stake. That fifth, handed over, might have ballooned into a mountain of gold over years. But why share with more as the loom grew? The drive isn't charity. It's carving. A fortune. Loyalty's lovely, but it's not currency. Life's no fairy tale. The stars don't balance scales. The best justice is the kind that fills the coffers, then decide what to scatter later. Even with kin, the rule holds. Imagine siblings launching a trade. One should seize the lion's share from the start, arguing any edge. Hours, grit, guile. Reason resumes once the split's secured. Love doesn't mean splitting the pot, it's about building it first. Partners and perils, yet partnerships can bloom, like vines twining over a sturdy oak. 3 traders, say, Lena, Kai, and Toma, forged. A pact spanning decades, splitting stakes in a dozen ways. One led with daring, another with caution, the third with precision. They clashed, they wept, they triumphed, each richer for it. The trick? Each kept a root elsewhere, a fallback to soften the stakes. A partnership isn't a vow. It's a calculated weave, stronger for its looseness. Why it matters. Owning isn't just power, it's freedom. It buys time to breathe, to pivot, to shrug off failure without groveling. Minority holders tug at the reins, demanding debate. Sole control cuts the chatter. Wealth flows faster when the path's yours to chart.